All right, Wally. Um, so you're asking about stride length. So take you out. That's contact. Okay, so if I just take Chapman into foot contact, okay, so it's easy to focus on looking at this and going, oh, I'm different. Okay, so you're going to see he's actually off the rubber. Okay, so his foot has left the rubber by the time he comes down. And we see his foot turned over by the time he comes down. Okay, so you're going to see that because of things that happen back here. Okay, so take you to the top of your leg kick. Okay, take him to the top of his leg kick. Okay, this isn't going to be as obvious to you, okay, as it is to me because it's subtle, but your knee is over your ankle. You're going back. I've said this to you many times. Okay, you're starting to see his knee go inside his ankle. Okay, so he's moving sooner than you are. Okay, take you to where your leg goes down. Knee goes down right there. His knee goes down to right there. So this is the main thing I'm talking to everybody about is your stride length is affected by your ability to put yourself down the mound more like Chapman is. Okay, so the positioning of his body is turned away to allow him to ride down the mound the way he's riding down the mound. Okay, so if you weren't counter-rotated like him, okay, that's fine. Like, let's say you are a Clayton Kershaw or somebody like that. So Kershaw basically slide steps and doesn't have all of this counter-rotation, but he loads his back hip into this position when he's out here. So even though Kershaw doesn't look like Chapman through these frames right here, he's going to look like Chapman here. You don't look like Chapman in that position. Okay? So this is your loaded position compared to his loaded position. Okay? So I'm telling you that you're not doing this in a neutral hip and shoulder position. So it's going to help you by changing that hip and shoulder position and learning that you are simply falling here, trying to load that back hip into this position right here. So as your leg comes out from under you right there, his leg comes out from under him right here. So we're missing this whole portion right here, that build of momentum out of our leg kick. So once our leg releases, it helps us line up our drive leg and allow us to burst from this position. Whether you're a rotator or a driver, like, you still need to be getting into this position. If you don't get into this position, you might be more of another kind of thrower, which has its limitations. So that's fine. So this is what happens. Your foot comes down, then your hip drives through. So you lost this opportunity back here to create momentum, so your timing foot strike, hip rotation happens after your foot comes down. You don't stabilize until right there. Okay? He stabilizes right here because of the things that you just talked about, that I just talked about. So your arm doesn't lay back until there. That's your maximum external rotation. This is his maximum external rotation. More forward trunk tilt. More dynamic front leg. Front leg's coming back into him. Healthy patterns. We don't want our elbow in front of our face like that. You don't see that happening with Chapman. He goes into internal rotation as his elbow crosses his face. So my point is this. You want to increase your stride length. You look different than the best throwers. It's because of what happens here to here. You don't gain momentum to put you in a position where you can use your lower half. That's what I would focus on.